PDXCon has shown us many things, including all the wonders of Toxoids. Yes, today we're going to be talking about all the features, what they do, because so far we have been pretty much in the dark about things. Let's kick it off right here. There are 4 new name lists. Yes, they've got amazing titles like Putrefication, Fester Flesh, because who doesn't love that? And there's also a new Ascension perk, basically involving detoxifying, which allows you to remove toxic planets, at least as a planetary terraforming candidate. So you can't do it on everything, but if you have a toxic planet and it happens to have this modifier, then you can remove it and turn it into an actual world. How very exciting. Well, let's be honest, here you're here for the traits. How do they function? What do they do? Well, first of all, there is inorganic breath. It basically increases pop upkeep by 50%, and every single pop that is working as a prisoner without a job or with a job will produce 0.02 exotic gas a month. Basically, it's a better version of Lithoid's gaseous byproducts, which produces basically half that, but of course the population is significantly slower to grow and it doesn't have the pop upkeep modifier. So yeah. Then there's incubators. Basically, what it does, it increases pop growth. Yeah, increases pop growth like crazy as long as there's a small population going on, because as soon as the population becomes too big, it will slow down. This is on a scale. It's not necessarily very clear on how it will work at the moment, but the higher the population, the slower the pop growth. So this basically means that you'll probably want to have a whole bunch of smaller planets with very high pop growth, and then everybody migrates away and the high pop growth stays. That seems to be a good idea. Then there's Noxious. Noxious is the other one of the new cool traits. Basically, it increases, it basically sets the species' minimal habitability by 30, so they can live pretty much anywhere. However, any other empire that, or species that is on that same planet will lower their habitability cap by 30% as well. So other species don't like living with these pops, which is kind of annoying considering the more of these pops there are on a planet, the more unhappier those pops are. However, this is offset by if there's other pops on the planet from not their species, they'll be happier. Except those pops don't want to be there. Yeah, prisoners with jobs, come in, please. Then there is exotic metabolism, which is a advanced trait, which means you will not be able to get access to it at the start of the game. It has pop growth speed modifier, plus 25, habitability plus 25, and also a gas upkeep modifier of 0.1. And yeah, this is an advanced trait, which means, as I said, it will not be accessible at species creation, and then it will require some genetic engineering. Then there are some civics that are coming in. Mutagenic spas. You can build mutagenic spas, as well as a new job, which is the bath attendant. Pop growth speed will go up by +1 per industrial district. Happiness will go down per industrial district, and habitability will also go down per industrial district with this building. But hey, at least you get pop growth speed because you're pumping them full of mutagenic sludge. Scavengers. Researching debris grants both research and part of the resource cost of the debris fleet, and you can salvage ships from said debris. Could be really powerful if handled well. Relentless Industrialists. There's a new building called the Coordinated Fulfillment Center. It increases all alloys and consumer good production on the planet by a solid 20%. It does reduce pop growth, and it also turns every single world it is on into tomb worlds. So with those of you who are running with the tomb world start, yeah, you're going to have a fun time with this. So basically, create a bunch of uninhabitable worlds with the new fulfillment center. As I mentioned, the Ascension perk, Detox, terraforms toxic planets into habitable worlds. No, Toxoids cannot live specifically on toxic worlds. They still need to live on standard worlds, but at least they can terraform worlds away. Then there is the origins. Of course, there's tons of them. Well, not so much tons, but the traits that come with the origins are rather crazy. First of all, Overtuned. It's a specialized genetic engineering origin where you have access to about 12 new traits, some of which are interesting but not particularly powerful, as well as a genetic engineering right at the start of the game. You can stack all of these on top of all the normal traits, by the way. It still takes forever to do genetic engineering at the start of the game, so don't do it right away. But in order to offset that, you can overcharge your special overtuned traits for bigger highs and lower lows, except your pops may die, and you're stuck with this particular edict for 60 months. Yeah, it's an extremely mechanically complex origin, and I'm looking forward to see how this is going to play out, as there are going to be many new traits, and it's only a question of time until somebody figures out how to break this whole system, because, again, it's a lot of traits. Finally, there is Knights of the Toxic God, which is a brand new origin that feels somewhat like the story of Arthurian legend. You start off with less pops on your homeworld, -3 actually, and there's a bunch of blockers on there, which will slow your expansion. There's also, however, a fortress monastery building outside of your homeworld in a habitat. It's filled with knights, squires, and a lord commander, and all these pops will have a special generation of wealth, resources, science, etc., and a very long situation quest they can go on in order to find out what is going on with this Knights of the Toxic God malarkey. Expect a lot of thys and thous. It could take over 150 years to complete this thing. Apparently it has over 14,000 words of text and is by far the longest event chain they have ever created, to the point where they made examples of, yeah, we should have probably made On the Shoulders of Giants, something along these lines, because that one is way too underwhelming compared to what we have here now. So expect the custodians to do something about that. There are some ways that you can turn your population into a powerhouse. They are relatively slow to start, but still. Then, of course, there is the new ship set that is coming. Also very pretty, very exciting. I'm looking forward to play around with this one, but we shall see how this is all going to pan out. But yeah, the initial overview for Toxoids. I'm looking forward to this one. Comes out on the 20th of September, a couple of weeks from now on, and this initial overview should give you a couple of ideas what to expect. We'll do a deeper dive into these features in the very near future. In the meantime, if you want to learn about some of the upcoming changes in the 3.6 Orion patch, make sure that you check out this video on your screen right now. It is about the new ship types, or the other one right next to it, which is about the new Ascension perks. Yes, go and check that out. I'm looking forward. But of course, in the end, I can't force you. I'm not your dad. Talk to you next time. Make sure that you leave some comments down below. I want to hear your feedback on these systems here, because they are looking pretty darn sweet. Until next time, take good care of yourselves, and as always, each other.